that's...
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the program host and guest and are not necessarily those of WPSL. WPSL does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WPSL. Now it's time for Coffee at the Cabana, presented by the Cabana at Jensen Dunes. And now, here's your host.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Jen.
How was your Easter?
It was very... we're glad to have you back. We know you missed the show last week. You were a little bit under the weather.
Yes, I was. Thank you for having Kevin sit in. That was nice of him
welcome.
to do that.
Interesting story, if I can tell everybody.
Okay.
I know you had gone to the dentist.
I did.
And I was on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting to hear from you if you were okay. And all of a sudden I get a text, and it was of a tooth.
Oh.
Then about 10 minutes later, I said, okay, I'll just let her go. I'm working. I get another text. It was another tooth. Do you remember what my response was?
You said they look like Cheetos.
There you go. So
all right.
Well,
you know, I had a couple of teeth that had to be taken care of, and I did it. So
we're glad you're back.
Well, thank you for caring.
We were trying to figure out, this is actually show number 5 for us.
Wow, that was quick.
And we're actually now in the studio at our building, the Cabanas at Jensen Dunes.
So would they consider that on location?
On location. In the fishbowl.
In your office.
That we always talk about.
The office to be at. This is the happening office of the whole building.
It is.
Because we can sit here, and if you've been here, it's all open. So Joe is on display all day long, every day.
And we have 3 guests with us, which we'll get to in a little bit.
3 very important guests, I must say.
Again, we're the Cabana at Jensen Dunes, 1537 Northeast Cedar Street, Jensen Beach. Our phone number here is 342-1000. No, 332-1000. If you have any questions for us as we're on the air, the number here on the air is 340-1590. So today, in honor of us doing this in our fishbowl studio here, I'm not going to do a trivia, but I'm going to do a little contest. Keep in mind, we're not responsible for speeding tickets or accidents. If anybody can get here before the end of the show, we will give you a free lunch, and we're going to sweeten the pot up a little bit, and 2 tickets to the St. Lucie Mets. So the way to get here is Jensen Beach Boulevard East, south on Savannah Road, and east on Cedar Street. So that's one of the contests we're going to do.
But don't speed, like you said, because we're not paying for tickets.
But you have to be here before the end of the show.
So you got about an hour to make it down here.
And if you walk in the front door, we will see you.
Right.
You are. Since you're already here, well, you already win. Another thing that we're going to offer today, and I'm going to announce a couple times. If you get here, any of you out there that are considering assisted living, and you're close, and you want to come by and take a tour of our facility, you're welcome to come tour. I'm going to offer you, if you give a deposit today on a room, that we will pay your moving expenses up to $1,000 after 90 days.
Nice.
But you have to be here by the end of today.
Does that mean you and I are moving boxes?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And our 3 ladies here too.
There we go. We're the moving crew.
So that's what we have to offer today. Free lunch if you get here by the end of the show. 2 tickets to the Mets with the free lunch. And if you come in today, take a tour, and you like what you see, and you want to make a deposit on a room today, move in by April 31st.
And when you say free lunch, that's lunch on the Cabanas with lunch by Chef Kevin.
By Chef
right?
Kevin, who was here last week.
Okay.
And if you have any questions today, give us a call, 772-340-1590. So I'm going to let Jen introduce our ladies for us.
All right. Well, we have some important ladies here today, and they got up bright and early, and they put on their Sunday best. And then I was like, they can't see us on the radio. So I'm going to pass the microphone to our first woman, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and say her name and just give a little bit about who you are and where you're from, and we'll go from there.
My name is Mariana Burgund. I've been living here in Stewart since 1972. And I lived over in Sewell's Point, and I have 5 girls. And next thing you know, I did several jobs, and I went into real estate in 74. And I still have my license in what they call an inactive situation at the office. However, I had a couple of falls, and next thing you know, my children went out and found this wonderful place. And I know that they searched a lot. One of them is even a doctor, and the hospital recommended a couple of places. No. And I'll tell you, this place had the biggest rooms and the nicest view and the nicest people that run it. And that's where I am at the Dunes, and I'm very, very happy. There are a lot of things going on. In fact, sometimes I think, oh my goodness, I have that to do. We have a board that Jennifer does every month, and there's so many activities. Anything, and if you don't see what you want to do, you just talk with her, and she might put it on the board for you. And we have a meeting once a month, and we talk to the chef, and we talk to all the people that are there, talk about what they like and they don't like, and it's very democratic, I think. And
I remember, Mariana, when your family came, if I can, and they said, she's not going to stay. They said to me, we don't even know if we can get her here.
Well, you and I picked her up. You and I picked Mariana up. I remember that.
Yes.
And when we brought her to the Dunes, I forget who was there, but they said, "Oh, she loves to talk, so get ready." Well, Mariana talked the time we picked her up
on the bus till the time we drove back here to the Dunes. And you and I hadn't known her. We didn't know her. We just knew of you. When I was gathering all your stuff up at where you were at
the hospital.
Oh, and you talked the whole way, the whole entire ride back. She talked, and I was driving, and Joe kept looking at me, and I said, well, why don't you get a little closer to her, because she's kind of in the back and you're in the middle and I'm driving. So he moved back closer to you so he could keep talking to you, because you kept talking the whole ride. It was so funny. We laughed.
And we got here, and I said, Jen, the family doesn't think she's going to stay. And she said, all that talking and she's not going to stay. But she did.
She did, and you have been nothing but amazing since you came. I know you're a painter. You used to paint in the past.
Yes.
And you may have left your mark a lot of places along the way with your painting. And you've brought that here. We've had painting class a couple of times. We got to kind of get back to that going into the spring. We'll try to get you back painting. But talk a little bit about your paintings. I know that your room is loaded with all of your artwork. If you go into Mariana's room, she has paintings everywhere throughout every room, her bathroom, her living room, her kitchen, her bedroom. Talk a little bit about your painting. How long have you been painting?
Well, I painted years ago when the children were young. In fact, I had a neighborhood watercolor painting when they were sleeping or something like that, or at school. I had a room that I had all the neighbors came and my girlfriends, and we did watercolors. And then I moved down here, and I wasn't doing that. I had a couple of other jobs. And so on my 70th birthday, all the girls, I have 5 girls, they gave me a ticket to go to Alizarin Crimson. And I started doing oils. And I have been painting oils every day since then. I'm off a little bit right now, but I'm going to get back to it. Um, I really enjoy it. I gave a lot of my paintings to the different organizations that I belong to. I worked with the children here, and the Oceanographic Society, and every time they would have and I was the first one to be asked to do Mary's house, and I had the whole house. I had
Molly's house.
Molly's house. I had 47 paintings there at Molly's house. Thank you,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
And that was all 3 stories. Now they have about 5 or 6 artists doing it. But I do enjoy it. It's like being in a different world. And I hear so many people say, "Oh, I can't paint. I can't." I said, "Well, just try it." And the next thing you know, they say, "You know, you're right. You just forget all the other things that are going on around you, and you're involved in what that is. And you're outside one day and you look up and you see the sky and its clouds are so beautiful, and you just take a picture and you bring it back and you have it developed, and next thing you know, you're painting it." So I do enjoy it, and I do have a lot. Um, I had sold a number of houses around town, and if you hear my voice or know my name, you may remember me. And I had some wonderful clients, and I had one that he had a lot of paintings, and he started putting them on the ceiling. I haven't started that yet, but that's next.
Well, you say on the ceiling, not to get back to the
They
dentist,
replaced the mirrors.
but when I went to the dentist and I laid back, they have TVs now, so you can look up at the TV at the ceiling. So when they're working on your teeth, you feel more comfortable. So you never know. You might have to start putting them up on the ceilings,
So if there's anybody out there, Mariana, that comes in and has questions about their paintings, can you answer them for them if they come in for a tour?
I would be happy to.
There you go.
I would.
Have you ever painted a nude?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Wasn't me.
It was Joe.
No, it wasn't
No, it
me.
wasn't you. No. I started for a hibiscus house. There was the real estate office, try to make this short, was open on Sunday and closed. I mean, nobody used it. So I asked if I could have an art show there. Oh my goodness, they said yes.
Uh-oh.
And we had Guy Koliak, we had all these Hudson, and everybody donated their paintings, and we sold them for Hibiscus House. And next thing you know, we found that little place up there behind the Winn-Dixie, and actually we did so much and had so much fun with the kids up there. And then I was the first woman and only woman president of Kiwanis, and we had races there on the hill and everything. But when we did this thing on Sunday afternoons for these children that used to come to my house and eat, because I was a single parent and I had all these kids and I had lots of room on the porch, and we would serve meals and such. I felt, we need to do something in this town, and everyone enjoyed it. And so we had a nude,
Uh-oh.
as Joe was asking,
No.
and it went and it went from one house to the other. The husband took it home, and it passed to another one because the wife would let him keep it, and it kept going and going. So every time we would have a program each month, it would come back again, and then it would get sold again. We made a lot of money.
Off of that one nude. Well, that's the end of the show, folks. But that pretty much says what kind of people we have here. As Mariana was helping the children, this is what we like to see here. The kind of residents we like to bring in here. We have several that do certain things out in the community for people. Again, today, if you get here before the end of the show.
So you have till 11:05. We'll
Right.
give you that 5 minutes after.
We're going to feed you. We're going to give you tickets to the game. And then if there's anybody out there that's thinking of coming to an assisted living and you want to come by today, take a tour, and you like what you see, you give a deposit, move in by April 31st, we're going to pay your moving expenses up to $1,000.
Nice.
So that's today's special. Because we're just starting out in the fishbowl.
Did you hear
here.
Mariana say she's going to move out, move back in?
and bring the nude back.
Yeah, bring the nude back. We'll hang it up in Joe's office. We'll take down that big thing and hang it up in here. Okay, so let's talk about too. Not only do we have a painter, but we have another woman that's sitting next to Mariana. Her name is Ruby, and she's got a green thumb, I have to say. Everybody in the building who may have a dead plant or something that needs a little extra attention, Ruby has graciously taken upon herself to nurse a lot of these plants and flowers back to looking amazing. If you go into our courtyard, Duval Square, Ruby has now taken over the whole courtyard with a herb garden that's out there. She makes sure, because Chef Kevin will go out there from time to time and take a few, fresh things that he might need for the kitchen. And Ruby has a lot of orchids. That's her thing. Orchids is Ruby's thing to do.
We've talked about Ruby on the show before.
We have?
Remember we talked about the lady that likes the gardening?
Yes, we did.
And
we did.
We've discussed. Ruby came in, and if I'm wrong, you told me how you missed your garden. And
my daughter was the one. She said, "Mommy, what are you gonna do?" So I saw your ground orchids out there, and they were half dead.
But there were no nude statues out there, were there?
So so I told her, I said, if they don't mind, if the Dunes doesn't mind, I will take care of the plants. And she came and she talked to you.
She did.
And then you spoke to Jennifer.
And then Jennifer was kind enough to take you to Home Depot, was it?
Yeah, we went to Lowe's.
Lowe's?
Yeah, and we got a few things, a couple of orchids and a mandeville and, different plants.
And now it's blooming out there.
Yes.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, and Shirley told me this morning she got another plant, but it's not doing so good. And then Valerie said, oh, somebody gave her one, an amaryllis, a white. She said it's beautiful. But I want her, please put it where I can get some light, because that's how all the plants die.
Now, what about the plants that you say are taking over out there?
Oh, it's called Chinese crown orchid. And we thought it was a good plant, Marcy and I. And then Marcy went and researched it, and it turns out to be an invasive plant. It's coming up all over, and if you don't pull them out, it's going to take over.
Ooh, you gotta get on that.
Yeah.
Well, I saw Ruby. I don't know. I don't want to yell over everybody.
Yeah.
But I saw Ruby out there with a shovel. Was it yesterday? It was Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, Ruby was outside with one of our staff, and Ruby had the shovel, and she's getting out there and she's making these holes.
Wait.
What?
You have to look at the picture. The shovel is taller than Ruby.
Yes. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
So
That's
go ahead.
true. But we did a good job, because with both of us, we were able to plant all the milkweed, 20
Right.
plants. Oh, for the butterfly.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We have a butterfly garden, which we can let Mariana go back and talk a little bit about the butterfly garden, because you also brought a photographer in at some point. So touch base and talk about a little bit about the butterfly garden. But yes, you were out there Friday digging those holes, which it was hot. I know you kept taking breaks because I kept looking out of my office window. But I got some great pictures with Ruby, and there's actually some butterflies that were stopping by the same day. So Ruby is our green thumb person out there. She is doing an amazing job, and we're touching base again this week and going out to the store and getting you some more things. Now that it's, gotten so much bigger, we've got to get you some more things. So we're definitely going to do that this week and get you out there, because you got to keep working. I don't have a green thumb, so yeah.
If anybody has any suggestions for Ruby, I'm sure Ruby,
call in,
give us a call.
especially about that plant that you said is taken over. Chinese crown orchid.
If you have any ideas on how to get rid of it.
It's so tiny. It's an orchid, but it is so tiny. You have to really look at it to recognize what it is. But it's you can't keep it.
Okay.
It's very invasive.
So that means you have a job forever. Because if it's taking over, then you'll be busy every day.
It's like a union job, right? It's always forever. So give us a call, 340-1590. Also, we have the new email address, coffeeatthecabanas@jensendunes.com. Or you can call the facility during the day after the show, 332-1000. Any suggestions, any painting suggestions, any flowering, how to get rid of this evasive plant? Yeah, we can't use fire, so gasoline and fire is not an answer
Oh
to
my, jeez, wow. Well, I find it weird that up north, because I come from up north, you can burn leaves in your backyard with no problem up north. I remember my parents doing it on Saturdays. We'd have a little pile and they'd burn it, and you never thought anything of it. But down here,
No.
Totally different. You can't do that
No.
down here. It's like,
especially now during dry season.
yeah,
No burning.
yeah. There's a few different things down
And,
here that are like, ooh,
And in the building, we're not allowed to have fire.
right.
No
Yeah,
candles.
no candles. So when we have birthdays, we pretend that we have a little candle. Blow it out.
And that leads us to Norma, because Norma's room smells.
Oh, Norma's room is unbelievable. I want to live in that room. When you walk by Norma's room, it has this smell that's just inviting. I don't know if it's a plug-in that you have or if it's something in the drawers, but you just have a room that I know. Have you taken anybody when you tour?
I go in
and
there
popped in?
myself because I like it so much. So.
Oh, it's very, it's very nice. Yeah, a lot of people have decorated their rooms very homey, and you have gone above and beyond with that, Norma, because your room is just, it's elegant. It's really nice. But I know Norma didn't really want to be on the radio because she doesn't have a radio voice. But I think we all have radio voices today. Mariana's a pro. Ruby did great. So we're going to go on to Norma. And Norma, just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, what you like, and how you're liking living at the dunes.
Hi, my name is Norma Berry. I came down in 1965 with the family from Louisville, Kentucky. I've worked for attorneys for 21 years since I've been here. I'm very nervous.
About?
I don't know.
You're okay.
You're good, though. You're good.
You're okay.
You're doing good. Actually, I think we just got our minute.
Yep, there we go.
So when we come back, just say that.
When we come back, we'll still have the three ladies with us. We're at Coffee at the Cabanas. Don't forget, get here before the show's over. You get a free lunch, tickets to the Mets game, St. Lucie Mets. And if you come in, we're going to offer you our incentive. If you come down today, sign up with us, leave a deposit, and hopefully we'll see you soon. We'll be back after the break.
You're listening to Coffee at the Cabana on WPSL, presented by the Cabana at Jensen Dunes. Senior living that's different from the rest. Now back to your host.
Come back, Joe. Hey, where's your coffee? Where's my coffee?
Uh,
How come we never have coffee?
we need to start having
Oh,
coffee.
I know it is called Coffee at the Cabana.
Well, next week we're going to do a best of. 'cause
best of,
I'll
because
be in the Great White North.
you'll be on vacation. How
Yes,
dare you take a
yes.
vacation?
Do you believe after 5 shows we're going to have a best of?
What is the best of? I mean,
Best of
of
the
you and me?
Coffee at the Cabanas. Yeah.
that's so funny.
So the week after that will be we'll have coffee here, and we'll have a special guest then too.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I guess I can announce it.
Yeah, you
right?
might as well.
It'll be Donna True from the Alzheimer's
Oh, I
Association.
love her. She's such a nice
So
person.
if you're out there listening and you do have Alzheimer's questions, dementia, Donna's top notch. Donna can answer your questions.
make
If
sure
you want to
you're
do it in
calling.
private, that's okay too. You can send me an email throughout the next 2 weeks. Coffee at the Cabanas at jensendunes.com, and we'll have Donna answer those questions.
Nice. One of our main things that we want to touch base on is our carnival that's coming up
Yes.
this month. This will be our second annual carnival, and it is Saturday, April 28th from 11 to 3, and it'll be here at the Cabana at Jensen Dunes. So that's April 28th from 11 to 3. And we're going to have face painting, carnival foods and games, music. We're going to have our rodeo cowboy back,
Yes.
Dan the cowboy.
Dan the cowboy.
He'll be back. We'll have our petting zoo back.
Petting zoo, bounce houses.
Bounce
for the
houses,
kids.
face painting. My father will be doing the music again,
Yes.
so we'll be dancing at 11 o'clock out front.
And the best part is it's all free.
All free.
So, we have a caller.
Oh, Mark. Mark is calling in. Let's see what Mark has to say.
Are you there, Mark?
Hello, Mark.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. A small problem. Received a parking ticket from a local police department in January, and I requested a trial date because I wanted to contest the ticket. And the clerk said they would send me a notice of trial, but I've never received one. How long do I have to wait before it's dismissed, or what do I have to do to put that in motion?
Mark's calling in about a traffic ticket question.
Yes.
No,
Don't know
parking
if-
ticket.
Parking ticket. Yeah, I don't know if you call it the right radio station, because we don't take care of parking tickets.
I thought this was a legal question show. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, this is not a legal question. No, this
No.
is an assisted
That's
living.
Friday.
That's
So
Friday
sorry.
show, Mark.
This is for senior talk. You got to...
Yeah. But
I'm
Mark,
not-
I wish you all the best with that parking ticket.
Okay,
If
thanks.
I
And-
knew somebody, I'd help you out. But
Please
yeah.
pay it because we don't want anything to happen to you, Mark.
Right.
Since you're listening to us, we can need the listener. So
Right. All right. Thanks, Mark. All right. Well,
okay. Well, we're
getting
back.
back to talking about the carnival. The carnival is going to be a fun day. We're going to have a lot of food. We're trying our best to get a funnel cake mobile truck to come. Like, the food trucks they have, any kind of food truck you can imagine.
We're
have
having a hard time finding a funnel cake food truck
truck.
maker or whatever you
Right.
would call
And
it
you know
out
what
there.
a great opportunity for that person to come, because all they
Yes.
have to do is drive their truck here, park it,
and make funnel cake.
and make funnel cakes, and they can make money.
Yes.
So if anybody knows of any funnel cake driver out there that wants to come and just set up shop on the 28th of April, let us know, because we've been on Google and been trying to find. And I know that the food trucks go to Stewart, they go up to Fort Pierce.
Tradition.
Yeah,
we go out
traditions.
there.
But we
If you
can't.
know of anybody, you can
just
call us now during the show, 340-1590, or call me at the facility, 332-1000.
a little help will be nice. Thank you for that.
So we have 3 of our residents here.
We do. We
And,
have Mariana, Ruby, and Norma. And I have to tell you, these 3 ladies do almost anything that we
Yes.
present them.
Hence, that's
with.
why they're here today.
Right. We just had a huge luau, and with some hesitation, the ladies that are here with us today got dressed with the grass skirts and the leis and
And you.
me, and we practiced. Well, some of us practiced every Monday. Some of us didn't. That was when I was kind of that person too. Sorry. But we practiced, and then the night of the luau, we all met and we went out in front of everybody. And of course, we had Tiva, our fearless leader, was in the front, and we kind of were in the back, being her backup dancers. But Mariana is a dancer as well as a painter. She was rocking it out with the lovely hula hands and the little grass shack. But I think we all did a good job for not being professional dancers.
And if anybody wants to see it, it will be on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page.
Lord.
So it is going to be on Facebook.
Great.
I haven't got the word that they posted it yet, but yes, I did send it in for Facebook.
There was a lot of people taking videos with us dancing. Some of them said afterwards, they came up to me and said, "My God, you ladies did amazing." And I was thinking about a conversation that Ruby and I had, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? We're going to have to fake it, like really fake it." And we were.
Well,
we faked it pretty good.
The pictures were nice. They came out.
It was a
and
fun
It
party.
was a lot of fun. We had a good time,
Yeah,
as always.
This party was a lot more interactive, so I think everybody had a good time.
So now, because we've had parties, 3 weeks in a row?
Yeah, a lot
So
of
we're going to
parties.
take some time off for parties, and then we're going to just have our carnival at the end of the month, April 28th.
And then I think getting back into May with Mother's Day and a few other things.
Yeah, we
We're
just
going to
did
have
it.
some pool parties coming up with the nicer weather coming.
Yeah, we just did a big Easter dinner yesterday.
Oh, how was that?
It was,
Were you
well,
ladies here for Easter? Oh, hold on a minute. Let's pass the microphone back to Mariana and let her talk about
yeah,
how
Chef Kevin
how
prepared a
Easter
big
was.
menu.
It was delicious. We had a choice of ham, or what are those little Cornish hens? That's it. Those little birds, I was going to say. And of course, lamb, and lots of nice vegetables and fruit, and then of course fancy desserts. And there was a good crowd here, and lots of people had their guests, and we have separate dining rooms here so that you can have some privacy, and it was well attended. In fact, everything seems to be well attended here. The, the second day I was here was 4th of July, and oh my goodness sake,
Our pool
that
party.
was some pool party.
Yeah, we had a good
They
time.
had barbecue out at the side of the pool, and everybody was swimming, and they had floats, and I said, boy, maybe this is the place
I
for
think
me.
that's how we got you to stay.
I think
we
that
threw
was
that
it.
party just for
Yes,
you.
I think that
We
was
had
it.
it planned that way.
I went on one of the floats, and I said, I can't get off. I gotta stay here. Just a minute.
Now, Ruby is kind of unique in this room now. Ruby lives with her husband here. So we do allow couples to come in and live here. We have about 7 couples. And Ruby's one of them with her husband. And we're thankful to have them both.
Oh, we love it here,
Good.
especially me.
And why is that? Tell us why you love it.
Well, I don't have to do anything. And that's really the reason why we are here right now. Right? I know down the road we would come into a facility like this because of him, because he has Parkinson's. But they discovered a brain bleed in my head. And doctor told me I had to slow down. And in order to do that, I had to leave the house, no housework, in addition to taking care of him.
No
So
cooking.
coming here, it took all of that off my shoulders. Right, so I get all my meals prepared, my laundry's done, my room is cleaned. I still do a little bit, but that's okay. But overall we love it. Everybody's so kind and helpful, especially you, Joe and Jennifer. We can come to you with anything, and you try to help us. Even if you can't, you see if you can find it from somebody else and get results. So
Thank you, Ruby. And that's what we do.
yeah.
That's how we work here. That's how we run it. I know Jennifer's a big help with whenever somebody goes to her with questions. Chef Kevin's a big help. I try to help as much as possible, being in the fishbowl here.
This is a great office, though, really, because you see everything.
I do.
We sit, Joe and I, and have lunch together a lot over at his table, and we just can see all the action. And sometimes we just sit here and we laugh, because you never know what's going on out there, right? But we just see everything, and it's a great open space. I love the fact that we have a sandbar that we entertain at. And Norma, I know that you really enjoy happy hour. I know that you come down to happy hour almost every day, and you are probably the only person that comes to us and says you have requests, and you've had Michael learn a couple of songs that you enjoy. So it's nice to see you coming to happy hour every day. But where did you say you were from before you lived here?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky. All right. All right. Oh, look at your window. Hello.
We
See,
have people watching
we have
us.
people now watching, and
The crowd
actually
is
Linda
growing.
is one of your best friends, and she's watching you ladies to see how you're all doing. So hopefully she can hear you out there. Can you hear us, Linda? Oh, yeah, no. Oh, there we go.
Wave.
Yeah, wave.
There's Chef Kevin with his wave.
It's just a great facility. I've been to a lot of facilities, but this one tends for me to stick out a little bit more because it's very homey. Everybody you talk to here is just nice. They all take the time, and like Ruby was saying, we try to help everybody out the best we can, and if we can't, we find that person, and that's what makes you all feel comfortable living where you are now.
As we always say, it's your home. It's not our home. We just work here. You allow us to work here, so we abide by that make you feel as comfortable as possible, make you feel at home.
Right. We even gave Ruby a shovel, and
We gave
you know,
Ruby a shovel and told her to go at
she's
it.
doing landscaping now.
And Mariana's painting, but we don't want any.
Well, yeah, I'd like
nudes
to
or
get
anything.
Mariana to, we've talked about it in the past, but getting a mural down on one of our walls. So maybe going forward, we can touch on that again to see how we can get that going.
And we know Norma's family comes to the events. When we did the pool parties, we had your kids here, your grandchildren, and was it great grandchildren too? No, at the pool parties.
A lot of your family has come to the parties, right?
Right. Grandchildren, great grandchildren.
You actually even know one of the entertainers that comes, Vito. You know him, and I know that he comes now once a month, and it's nice for you to see that familiar face too. Music here is a big part of our day, so
Yes.
we love to.
Beautiful part of your day.
And you guys are all, we get to spend it with you, so it's a win-win for us.
We always talk about what we do here. We talk about the activities. Jennifer is in charge of those activities. Jennifer also sings with Michael at happy hour.
That's a great hour out of the day. I've never sang so much in my whole entire life till I came to work here. So it's nice. Well, we'll keep the tap dancing on the down low because
Yeah, that's next for Facebook.
No, that probably I hope
No,
we'll never
we're-
get on
Next
Facebook.
time we're going to record that. and put
Certain
that
things shouldn't go on Facebook. That's one of them.
With the pool, Jennifer's also arranges for her activity girls to set up pool time, and they actually go in the pool with you guys
Oh yeah.
to make sure it's
What
safe.
better job? You can't
Yeah,
complain
that's what I
where
want.
I'm out in the pool for an hour a day. You can't complain
No,
there.
I'm going to take over this summer and do that.
Right? Well, feel free. Well, even if there's one resident out there, we still have to be out there for safety reasons. So why not be in the pool with that person while you're out there?
And we do aquatics therapy now.
Yes, twice a month we have an aquatic class, the first and last Monday of every month. She comes about 2:00. She spends an hour out there. So I'm hoping as the nicer weather comes, the class will continue to grow. It's kind of a small class right now, but I'm hoping that the future will bring more people out to be part of this. The pool right now is, only open a few days during the week, but with the warmer weather coming, we'll start staffing it where it's open every day. And your family is more than welcome to come and swim with you at any time. All we ask is that they sign a release form, either at the front desk, myself and Joe, we all have those release forms. So anytime you want to have your family come over and we're not here, as long as you're out there with your family, go to town.
I wonder if
you
we
know?
can do a show out there, Greg. Is that possible?
Oh, by the pool.
Yeah, we could.
Are we going to be in the pool?
Well, I
Not-
don't know.
What?
Well, get electrocuted
Well, you
or
can't see
drop
us,
the mic.
really. Oh, yeah, we have a lift on the pool.
I could sit in the lift as we do the show.
Oh my gosh. There's a beautiful pool chair lift that if you don't want to walk up and down the stairs to get into the pool, not a problem. You sit on this chair, it, pivots around, brings you up, brings you down, puts you right in the water, takes you right out of the water. So if, for any reason you don't feel comfortable walking down the stairs or you can't, not a problem. We've got the chair lift and that'll get you in and out.
Yep. Like anything else here, there's no excuse for not doing something on our end. It's if you want to do it, we're going to find a way to let you do it
Right.
and to do it.
Just like certain activities or entertainment that we have on, we come and knock on doors. We find you. We don't want anybody to miss out. So we'll head out and start knocking on doors, just give you a little reminder what we're doing, where we're going. We do go shopping out in the community once a week. We started our lunch bunch. So now every other week we go out for lunch. They just went to Red Lobster was Ruby's choice. I can't have seafood, so I'm glad I didn't go. But everybody said that it was a great time. Steak and Shake. I love Steak and Shake. Norma, what's your favorite place to eat?
Bonefish Grill.
Oh, well, then we're going to have to go there.
I want to go to that one.
Yeah, we could go there.
Yeah, they're.
Right.
We also include memory care.
Yes,
in
Memory
these
Care
trips.
goes out too. Actually, they go out every Friday. And also on Fridays, they go out shopping and for lunch. So everybody in this whole building kind of does the same thing. I try to get everybody to spend time with everybody. I know when we have entertainment downstairs, memory care will come downstairs. Sometimes we go upstairs. I like for everybody to be one big happy family. Even though we are separated from floors and doors, doesn't mean we're still not one big floors and doors. You like that? Just made that up, right? Well, floors and doors. So it's nice that we all still get together because we all one big happy family in this building. So it's nice.
We do. Again, nobody's taking me up on my free lunch today. I don't know.
Free lunch and baseball tickets.
And tickets. If you can get here within the next 15 minutes.
Ooh, it's cutting it close.
East on Jensen Beach Boulevard, south on Savannah Road, and east on Cedar Street. And we'll get you a free lunch today and 2 tickets to the
maybe
Mets
Mark
game.
should have got the tickets for the baseball and not for the parking ticket.
Yeah, maybe we should, right?
Oh, Lord.
So, and again, we're not responsible for speeding tickets or accidents.
No.
And we're offering you the deal if you get here by the end of the day. If you're really thinking about an assisted living and you want to come by and you like us and you put a deposit down on a room, move in by April 31st, we'll pay your moving expenses up to $1,000. Mariana?
I do want to, as you say, I'm the talker, but I do want to say it is a family here. And I can testify that I had been trying to get one of the gals to get a decent walker for at least, let's see, I came here in July. I met her in July. And day before yesterday, she finally got it. And guess how she got it? She went over. I said, talk to Joe. She did. Joe gave her a card. She went the next day and got the walker.
Yeah.
And she needed it so badly. And I just want to tell you that they respect us, and we definitely respect them and respect what they say and their attitude and how they take care of us. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
One day my cell phone was ringing and I didn't know who the number was. Because I just kept saying, who is calling me? Who's calling me? Like 3-4 times the person called me. Well, I finally picked it up. And when I picked it up, I said, hello. And on the other line, the person said, well, yeah, I just wanted you to know that I got you that number for the detail car. And so this person starts just rattling off. Well, let it be known it was Mariana who had called me to give me the information on the person that details cars. But getting back to how she likes to talk, she was talking on the phone. And she left me this long message also on my phone, like she was leaving the message like she was talking to me like I was right here. Oh, I laughed so hard. You made my day that day. I wasn't working that day, but when I listened to the message on my phone, I laughed.
That's how I sold real estate. It just said sign here.
Just to get you to stop, right?
Just to get me to stop. I think you're right.
But those are not just stories. Those are true stories. Those are it's what we do here. And I always say that's what we do here, and I'd like to think that other buildings are doing the same. Don't know if they are or not, but if we can do it, why can't anybody else do it to take care of people?
Absolutely.
If you are in a building or you know a loved one or a friend that's in a building that they're not doing those things, that might not be the right place.
Right.
Find a building that is, no matter where you are. Go back to the tours, what to look for when you tour, talk to the residents, talk to people like these 3 ladies here.
Right. And bottom line is if you have happy residents, then you're doing something right. And we have a lot of happy people here. So
And it makes our day nice.
Right. Oh, I love coming to
Yeah,
work.
it makes
There's
our
never drama when I come to
we,
work.
We feed off of them. I know I do.
Yeah.
When they come in and tell me stories, I have people come in and tell me about their families, and I like that. I feed off of that.
Right. I leave when I'm in the talkative mood, I leave my office door open because I know that all throughout the day somebody's coming by. They're stopping by because I have this big Christmas tree in my office that's called my everything Christmas tree, and everything I couldn't put away is on this tree. So it's a good conversational piece when people come down and they see the tree and they come in and they talk. We just had a family member on Friday who celebrates the Jewish holiday Passover, and we tried our best to accommodate for that little get-together that they had on Friday. where I was in the kitchen with their food processor and I was making this paste that they needed with red wine and apples and cranberries and walnuts. And I never made it before in my life, but I put it all together and I presented it to the family, and they were very happy that, we went out of our way to make sure that their mom could still celebrate and have the same traditions that they did when she didn't live here, and now she is, and we can keep that going for her. So it's nice that,
Yep.
We can
We always
keep them going with the
when,
stuff they're
when
used
people
to.
move in, I always tell them, just ask. Ask if you want something. If you're not getting it, just ask us, and we provide it. Jennifer adds it to their activities. The chef adds it to the menu. Anything, I'll add it if I need to do anything. These are the things we do here, and I don't think we're just talking either.
No, it's true, because Mariana has come to me with boxes of stuff that she's used for her Kentucky Derby, St. Patty's Day, Valentine's Day, Easter. Now that you've downsized and got rid of your storage space that we went to personally, you and I, and we loaded up the bus. Everything. She comes to me all the time and says, hey, I have this. Can you use it? And so it's nice that we can incorporate some of the things that she used to have in her everyday life here now at the Dunes.
What you have to do if you're out there and you are contemplating assisted living, or you have a loved one, or if you're taking care of a person with memory care issues, Alzheimer's or dementia, is you have to go with an open mind. Don't just say, oh, that's not for me or whatever. Try it. We're willing to have people come in and try it and stay with us and give us a shot.
Even Ruby's prime example, because like you said, you were always go, and you were out in the garden early in the morning and late into the night, and you've changed your whole lifestyle now and come to us, and you're still happy. So, and that's great. You've been here now for a year this month.
Wow.
See that?
We chose these three ladies. I think if we picked any three ladies, it would probably be the same.
Right.
The same stories and the same comments is what I like to think.
We pretty much have happy people that live here. 2 minutes. I haven't really met anybody that isn't a happy person.
We have 2 minutes left and still no lunch people.
No lunch people. Well,
So
there's
if
no
you're-
way they're possibly going to
If
get
you're
here.
coming down the driveway, run through the door.
Right, with your hands up. Hey!
and we'll be able to see you. Also, don't forget the incentive for today. If you come in, leave a deposit, move in by April 31st, we're willing to pay your moving expenses up to $1,000. We are the Cabana at Jensen Dunes. The show is Coffee at the Cabanas with me, Joe DiCarlo, and Jennifer Lucier Fontaine.
And don't forget about our carnival, Saturday, April 28th from 11 to 3 here at the Cabanas. And again, if anybody knows of a funnel cake food truck, let us know.
Yes. And our phone number in the building is 332-1000. We will not be here next week. It'll be best of, so you can't call in. So all you people that called in, you can't call in next week, but you'll hear the best of. And we'll be returning on April 16th with Donna True from the Alzheimer's Association.
And thank you to our in-house guests, Mariana, Ruby, and Norma. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming and sharing your stories with us. We appreciate that. And we'll see you.
And our engineer in the background.
Our engineer in the background, yes. Can't forget about you back there.
So again, the Cabana at Jensen Dunes, 1537 Northeast Cedar Street, Jensen Beach, east on Jensen Beach Boulevard, south on Savannah Road, and east on Cedar Street. And we're the building on the left.
Can't miss us.
Up on the hill. So we welcome tours, we welcome visitors, we welcome anybody.
True.
Come in, give us a try.
All right.